Well, folks, a happy Sunday, happy match day. Set a pop on for about half an hour chat to you about the game about to happen at about half two. Strange kickoff, but it's Sunday. Celtic versus Aberdeen. I don't want to care about any other results. Just want to focus on their results, which is the most important thing. We have to bounce back from the defeat midweek to Atletico Madrid. Embarrassing results, embarrassing performance. Some cracking goals scored against us, but that's the level you step up in the Champions League. But you have to focus on your bread and butter, which is the most important thing. So I know there'll be a few people already watching previews to other channels and probably not getting the notification. So instead of pop on anyway and chat to you, there's one person in so far. So make yourself known. Get the comments in. I was waiting for a few more people to generate up. So there's three people so far, which is good. Fantastic. So this is the starting lineup if you haven't seen it already, okay? Just 1 second now. Thought I uploaded this picture 2 seconds. Oh, there it is there. So that's the starting lineup, folks. Hart, Johnston, Carter Vickers, Scales, Taylor, McGregor, Holm, O'Reilly, Palmer, Yang, Kyogo. It's Bain, Phillips, Turnbull, O, Tomoki, Berta Bay. He's actually on the bench for a change. Bernardo, Forrest, and Ralston. So interesting starting lineup. Obviously, Odin Holmes coming in for Bernardo, who played midweek. David Turnbull scored in these last two league games, but he's obviously not getting the nod ahead of Odin Holmes. So obviously, the young Norwegian must be having a stormer in training this week. Odin Thiago Holm. Exciting player. I'm really looking forward to seeing more of this guy. Whoever comes into this position has a lot to play for because with Rio being injured until nearly the new year, it's tough. It's a tough position. A lot of chemistry football has to be played in that position. You know, provide assists, goals, tracking back, everything. We all know what the midfielders have to do. So, yeah, get the comments in, folks. It'd be really appreciated. I'll just knock this off for a second as well. Instead of pop on today and have a chat with you as well. Have a bit of time as well. So that's where you're watching from. If you're going the game as well, and your prediction as well, which is the most important thing. Looking at that starting lineup, I still fancy 4-1. You know, Brendan really doesn't change much to his squad. Like, obviously, Maeda is out today. If you are not aware of, Maeda is out for the next 6 weeks. Picked up bit of a ligament problem around his knee, so he will be out until the next 6 weeks. So him, Rio, and Abada are still out at the moment. So hopefully we'll have the boys back for the end of the year fixture against Rangers as well at Celtic Park. So all we need to do today is just play against Aberdeen, our own style of football. And I have to say, folks, as much as I don't want to criticise the team, it's been shocking to watch this season. It really has been shocking to watch. Some of the style of football is just not exciting on the eye. But we're growing results. We're getting results. We're still top of the league by 5 points, and that's the most important thing. It's focus on what we do. It's what the against whatever opposition is in front of us. It's not about what other teams do below us. At the end of the day, they're chasing us for a reason because we're champions. We have mentality of champions. We have a fantastic manager. We have a fantastic captain, and it hasn't been, you know, great sailing so far under Brendan. You know, we've obviously lost out in the League Cup. We've been embarrassed in the Champions League so far. We've had one really decent game against Atletico Madrid. We could say we were unfortunate against Lazio as well at Celtic Park that night, which Palmer's goal was offside. But it's a result. It's these kind of results you learn from, and it's not always going to be, always going to be easy expecting a new manager to come in, a different crop of players from the last time he's around, change the philosophy. But it is different from Angeball, completely different from Angeball. I know Ange's had to lose the last two games as Spurs manager, but he's in the past now, and we just have to look at it forward to every game. As far as I know, there's going to be no Green Brigade again today. I think the boys could be planned to walk out again today. I don't want to speculate on too much because I don't have a clue what the situation is with them, to be honest with you. I was at the last home game against St. Mirren. 1 minute I looked over, next minute they were gone. It's like, what's going on here? But obviously they're picking up for the Green Brigade, what the situation is with the board and stuff. So yeah, get the comments in, folks. It'd be grand. Just the 7 years on. Tell us where you're watching from, and if you're one of them out of them 7 people, if you watched my video last night, a massive thank you as well for the comments over the last 12 hours. You know, as I say this already on the channel many times, there's a lot of people struggling at this time of the year. If you're struggling, speak out to a friend, speak out to a family member, speak out to even a helpline, because at the end of the day, your mental health is your wealth. Is your wealth. If you can't get yourself out of bed, or you can't get yourself to work, or even speak to a family member, you need to say to yourself, how do I get out of this rut? How do I get out of it? What do I change? Even though you might feel like the world is craving down, there's a way out of it. There's a way out of it. And that's just, as I said, getting out, getting a bit of fresh air, distract yourself in different ways you've never done before. So we'll go back onto the starting lineup once again. So Hart, Johnston, Carter Vickers, Scales, Taylor, McGregor, Home, O'Reilly, Palmer, Yang, Kyogo, Bain, Phillips, Turnbull, O, Tomoki, Berta Bay, Bernardo, Forrest, and Ralston. Strong team, strong team. Hopefully Kyogo can get a double today against Aberdeen. I know they're into a League Cup final now. Their heads are going to be up. And Barry Robson, fair enough, they're eighth in the league. He's had to get them to a League Cup final against Rangers. And I spoke to an Aberdeen fan last week in one of the pubs. They're drinking, and he was saying to me that they're raging that they never got Scales on a permanent deal. But yeah, why couldn't the comments are not coming through here? There's 7 years on, but there's no comments. No comments flowing through. Strange one. Absolute strange one. Unless it's like disabled or something. Let me see. I don't think I have the comments disabled. Let's check. Press this as well. Get these up. So the bar below, folks. If you can follow our page on Facebook as well. Come on, the Hoop Celtic. We are less than 325 away from 67,000 followers, which is unbelievable. It has just been flying the last year and a half. There's a massive thanks to Holly as well. Holly's been doing a phenomenal job. Massive thanks to me admins as well. Charles, Danny, previously Paolo, previous other people, Lewis as well, done a really good job. I've had a couple of admins over the years, and they're all phenomenal people. So if you can get on and follow it under the bar there, come on the Hoop Celtic. I'm on Twitter as well. I don't really post much on Twitter, folks. I'm not a Twitter team like some people are addicted to it. I just don't like Twitter/X. It's not big. I don't really. It's not really a environment I like posting on. But Instagram, I'm on that a lot as well. So it's where you mostly do all the migraine posts of migration, all them all onto Facebook. So hopefully Joe Hart will get a clean sheet today, even though I think prediction's 4-1. But you can get a clean sheet and Aberdeen don't cost any threats to us at home. Happy days. There'll be 267 fans less today, with the Green Brigade being currently suspended from the terracing. So it's up to Celtic fans, regardless what corner they're in, regardless where they're sitting. They need to scream their voices out and cheer the team on as the 12th man. I'm sure they will anyway. So Odin home to start as well today. I haven't seen much of him so far. Obviously, a lot of people still remember him getting sent off against Feyenoord away, reckless tackle. But these are the mistakes you learn from, and you get stronger and stronger. And as I said, we've got Bernardo, we've got David Turnbull that's fighting for that position. Then Rio comes back as well after Rio signed a new deal earlier on, about 6-7 weeks ago. He'd be fighting for these place as well. So yep. Bernardo's only obviously a loan move from Benfica, so I don't know what the situation is with him. Reportedly, there's a 90 million contract clause with him, so I can't see Celtic going near that level. We wouldn't even spend 90 million in a space of 5 years in our transfer budget at this rate. So we'll see what happens. There's no comments coming through. That's annoying me now that there's no comments coming through. Bit of a nightmare. Shocking. Because that's the whole point of me coming on live, to read the comments out and talk to you, engage with you. Hopefully Taylor gets pushed up in the flanks as well. The same with Johnston, Callum McGregor pushes the team. Matt O'Reilly might score today. He scored in the last outing against them. 3-1 at Batodry. 3-1. I think we'll be missing Maeda definitely today on the flanks. Obviously we don't have that walk rate of a player like Days and Maeda. Yes, all the lads are pretty good what they do, but Maeda brings something different to the game. He just constantly runs, and just chases players down. And a lot of you, like just the sim, like I remember a couple of tackles, you know, when he got stuck in against Livingston in the macaroni, some crucial tackles in there. Like it's the hard graft that players don't get appreciated for, and a lot of fans do like Days and Maeda. Some people are still critical about him, like still think that he's not a good enough finisher. He needs to work on his game. How's it going in Perth? Finally, your comments that they're coming through. The first comment of the day, Angelo. How are you getting on? Hope you're well down in Australia, down on the beautiful west coast. Is going into the summer now, isn't it? The summer down in Perth, whatever you want to call it. Depends what if you're Scottish, you say Perth. If you're Irish, you say Perth. If you're Aussie, you probably say Perth as well. But yeah, instead of pop on, and have a chat with you just for another 20 more minutes, maybe 15. I'll see what the crack is. See what the crack is, folks. Just to remind you as well, I do have a membership subscription there for 99 pence. You could subscribe to the channel to help me out. It's 99 pence for a month. There's different tiers of subscriptions. If you don't have the money to subscribe to the membership, that's completely fine. Use commenting, use just regularly subscribing means the world to me as well. It just means that I can build a few quid up, and then I can give back something to you. What I mean giving back something to you is come on the hoop stickers to whoever subscribes. If it's for a month or it's for 3 months, it doesn't matter. Your name will be on my emails. I'll get in touch with you, and I'll be asked you to contact me so I can send stickers out. If it's Perth, Hawaii, Glasgow, Dublin, doesn't not matter. Once you're getting that sticker up in the corner, getting a few of them standing at the post, the most important thing. Getting the brand out there as well. So how we all feeling about the game? Comment below your prediction. Comment if it's going to be 3-0, 4-0, 2-1, 1-all. Because if we drop points today at home and the football is boring, a lot of people will be moaning at Brendan, moaning at the board. And that's a possibility that could happen. As much as I don't want to jinx that, that is a possibility it could happen. So let me know in the comments. Some of the destinations won't get comments. I'm also streaming on Twitter as well, folks. Even though I don't really use it much, but it's an option there. Get these. So yeah, keep them well. Aberdeen's always been a difficult team to play against, regardless home, away, even at Hampden at times. We've always found it difficult to play against them. But we'll always remember that goal against them in the Scottish Cup final 2017 when Armstrong scored for us. Johnny Hayes scored for them, and then Tommy Rogic. Well, Johnny Hayes scored first, then Armstrong scored the equaliser, then Tom Rogic taking it past 5 players in injury time, scoring that winner. Probably the best goal I've ever celebrated as a Celtic fan. I was in a GAA club in Dublin called Crave Kieran. Massive thanks to Steve O'Kelly and Ian. Ian, what's Ian's second name? Oh Jesus, can I think of it? Ian Kinsley for letting us in for that day. But that was unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable, class. Just the emotions. It was just a crazy day winning that Scottish Cup against Aberdeen. I remember we played them in the League Cup as well. We beat them 3-0, I think, just before Christmas. We've had some really good finals against them. We've had really some good games against them as well, especially away. You go back to that Tierney cracker, Dembele scoring as well. Even Jota scoring 2 goals against them a couple of years back as well. You're going for a Palma double. I hope Palma shows up today. He's 4 goals so far, 4 assists out of 11 games. He's done pretty well, Palma. And I think he's one of them players where if he puts his head down in his 4th season, he'll just get better and better. And next season, you'll have teams sniffing around for him. I don't believe any paper talk at the moment that he's linked to closing the La League and stuff like that. He's not going anywhere. He's going to obviously make a statement as Celtic, plays football, get better and better, use us to progress himself, and that's the joys of football. Any player that comes into any club, regardless, they'll use the club as a stepping stone, so they can move on and make us a few quid, and they can develop if it's they're going to La Liga or going to the Premier League. But enjoy them when they're here. Enjoy them. Jota only felt like he signed yesterday on loan, and he's gone. He's gone to El Etihad. You know, need to win to get the morale up big time. It's a big win considers of even a clean sheet, and just you just don't want that boring style of football. You just don't want to be in the game against St. Johnston where we had so many chances and we couldn't convert, or it's the game against Hibs where we just could not turn up. And it can happen. There's days like the boys need to come back from Madrid today and make a statement. It's like that's what my mate was saying to me the other day. He's like, Keith, what you expect? You're playing against Ross County on a Saturday, and then you're going off to play against Atletico Madrid on a Tuesday. It's a massive standard you're going against. And I'm like, I know. So my opinion on the Champions League going forward, I don't really care. I've lost faith in the whole Champions League campaign. There's 2 games left. There's a small possibility that we could actually still finish second if results go again. I think it's results go our way, but we'd be lucky to even get Europa League football. We've 1 point, 1 point. So, well, let's not talk about the Champions League because it gives it a Debbie Downer going into the game today. All we need to think about is that result should put the fire in the belly. The boys are back in paradise. Get out there in front of a full crowd today, excluding the 267 Green Brigade, who are sadly not there, and move on. As I said, this is the channel, folks. I know some of you don't like the Green Brigade and some of you like the Green Brigade. These are all entitled to opinion. At the end of the day, it's up to the rest of the Celtic fans in the stadium to make noise as well. And beat the 12th man. We will see them making a home. Hopefully, I'd love to see home obviously bang one in today. It was unfortunate against Ross County last week with that chance. Their keeper was outstanding for Ross County. He really was a really good keeper. Just 2 seconds. Need a sup of good old Luco. Good old Lucozade. But as I said, if he's can purchase the membership, it's just that join button below the video there. Press that, and you can get one for 99 pence, and that means that you can get stickers then in January when I send them out to whoever has purchased them. But if home can develop a partnership with Matt O'Reilly and with Callum in that midfield and just take the ball up and just be fearless, he'll be good. He'll be a pretty decent player. This is a guy that was looked at by Manchester United 2 or 3 years ago. Solskjaer was close to signing him. Juventus were looking at him. Borussia Dortmund were looking at him. So we're pretty good that we've got this guy from Scandinavia. And you know yourself, majority of the Scandinavian players that we get, they actually progress and be really good players. The only one that didn't really be decent was a player towards the end of his career was Freddie Lundberg. I thought Danny Mastorovic was a cracking little player for us. Well, he wasn't cracking. Well, he wasn't little. He was massive. Mastorovic done a job for us in Lenny's first proper season as a manager. Lustig, there's another Scandinavian that's done pretty well. I'm trying to think of all these Scandinavian players. There's so many. Obviously, Henrik's the king of the kings. But 5-1 to the Hoops. Stevie saying, to be honest, once we go out there and actually score early and don't be getting this anxiety where it's 0-0, that's the most important thing. Numbers are popping in now. Is anyone actually starting to worry about the Rangers? No, I'm not worried about the Rangers whatsoever. We need to worry about ourselves and getting ourselves in order. They get results, they get penalties. Who cares? Once we're doing our job and not dropping points like we did against Hibs, that's the most important thing. Well, I hope you're doing well, Dublin Mick. Back in Dublin today myself. How's it going from South Africa? I hope you're doing well, Daniel. Do you think the Green Brigade and the board will make peace soon? Well, the Green Brigade said that they're obviously coming to the Motherwell game. They're going to be making some sort of statement. Then towards them. They won't be at the game. So the communication between the Green Brigade and the board is obviously Michael Nicholson is not engaging with them. They've asked for a meeting with them, with the club in September, but down to transfer activities that got postponed. So it I don't like to see any fans being locked out, regardless if it's a Green Brigade or boys or just a fan. At the end of the day, we all want to be in there supporting the team. You know, like people are so anti Green Brigade in this channel. People are like, oh, they do this, they're bad, this and that. I'm like, you got to think of what they've done as well for the community. Food banks, they've done some phenomenal banners for people that have sadly passed away. They've raised solidarity and stuff like that. At the end of the day, every club has their pros and their cons of certain fans, and I think the criticism to the Green Brigade, some of it is harsh, but I don't want to divide between fans. It's what you think. Is what you think. At the end of the day, I'm here just to focus on the team, focus on what's in front of us on the pitch, not what's on the terraces. What's in front of us. At the end of the day, that's the most important thing. Um, Celtic should make some cheap signings. Should we go for Shanklin? I said we should have went for Shanklin 2 seasons ago. I think Shanklin's a pretty decent player, but I don't know if he would come to Celtic. And plus, he comes from a Rangers background as well. You don't know if you've seen him scoring against them. And Ibrox just didn't celebrate that header. Um, I don't know. Like you could take that out of the perspective, and you probably think as a professional perspective, if you get offered to play for the champions of Scotland and progress your career and play in European football to a better standard, Hearts where you never know. I wouldn't pay more than 2 million for Shanklin, and I know Hearts would probably be milking looking for about 5 or 6, but no, yeah, you know, I love the Green Brigade. Let me see. High again, Keith. The majority of the fans are against the Green Brigade. Oh, but that's the thing. Like, it's not about them. It's not about. At the end of the day, fans are posting stuff, raising solidarity, and are really annoyed at the club's perspective on it. It's what we should be focusing on is what's on the pitch, and what Celtic have to do on the pitch to get results. That's what we're all there for. We're not there to talk about other portions of fans. We're not there to think about this. We're here to think about holding home, starting today, hopefully scoring today, hopefully providing assists today, hopefully our left back and our right back push up, provide assists, keep our heads cool, get a clean sheet, and smash Aberdeen, smash them because they played as well on Thursday night, so they will be tired as well. Don't even know who they played in Thursday night. I wasn't bothered watching it to be honest, which is um but yeah, I'll stay on for another 5 minutes, folks. If you haven't subscribed, please do press the red and white button below. It'd be appreciated. I appreciate all the support over the last couple of years on the channel. Most of all, thank you last night for all the lovely comments as well. It's not if you think that I'm looking for any attention, I'm not. I'm just being honest with you, just telling you what's going on in the noggin. In the noggin. But Celtic keeps me distracted, which is good. Which is good. Um, keep the comments going, folks. Score predictions as well for today. 17 years watching, which is pretty good. Hope he's like this jersey as well. The Ralph Douglas. This is one that this jersey reminds you of Ralph Douglas putting off some cracking saves in Anfield in 2003 UEFA Cup quarter final against Liverpool. Thompson and Hartson scoring them goals that night, and then Larson obviously scored. I think it was 4 minutes in, or it could be 2 minutes in for the first leg. But yeah, cracking jersey. It's really like Umbro. Like I would love to see us go back to Umbro. I think Umbro clobber's class. Like I do like the Adidas stuff, but just it just feels like it's marketing, marketing, marketing. We haven't even seen that 120-year anniversary jersey ever going to be being worn because they didn't even bring the even kit out for it. But we'll see what happens. We have another year left of Adidas after this season, so we'll see what happens with Adidas or Adidas, which way you would like to which way you'd like to see us move with them. Either 3 or 4 today, Keith. That's it, a clean sheet. Hi again, Keith. How would you vote against the Green Brigade? Or I've done a video on this, Daniel. To be honest with you, I don't like picking sides because at the end of the day, I can understand where the Green Brigade are coming from and I understand where the club's coming from. I've done a video for 9.5 minutes on this, so I'd recommend watch that video, and it gives an insight of what I think about the whole situation. So I'm not going to go into context about it. At the end of the day, as I just said, I don't like any fans being locked out of the stadium. But fans can be replaced because there's a waiting list there. You're just a number making numbers. People need to think about that. Regardless how long you're going to games or you're spending thousands, you can be just replaced, and that's the heartbreaking side of it. So um, do watch that video, Daniel. It's in there. It's like I think it's like 4,000 views or something on it. So give it a watch. I'm very honest about it. You know, Phil says the Green Brigade are legends. Um, what's your favourite goal against Aberdeen? Is the Tom Rogic one, the cup final. I remember Lee Griffith scored an absolute pelter against them. Was it the 2016-17 season? And he scored. It was outside the box, smashed it, hit the boat post and in, and then he took his top up for that young guy called Kieran McDade that's passed away at the age of 14 from a heart attack and collapsed on the pitch. So remember that. Very sad. But just to recap, if you're joining, this is the team. If you haven't checked yet, this is the team here. Hart, Johnston, CCV, Scales, Taylor, McGregor, Home, O'Reilly, Palmer, Yang, Koyogo. Bain as a sub keeper. Phillips, Turnbull, O, Tomoki, Berda Bay, Bernardo, Forrest, and Ralston. So that's the team there. That's the starting lineup. So just there's no way of zooming that in for you. That's just the way it is. Don't have all the high tech specs that some vloggers have. So yeah. How's it going, Stephen? Great to see you in. One of the guys, one of the memberships. Great to see. It's great to see all these. I've like 5 or 6 members. Great to see these popping in, the different little colours coming up as well. As I said, jump on it if you haven't joined the membership. 99 pence, folks. 99 pence. Even cheaper than the Greg sausage roll. Is Nat Phillips not doing enough for us? I just think, to be honest with you, I just think you can't drop Scales. I'm not trying to put the Irish tints on when I'm saying this, but he's been a surprising package, and Carter Vickers is undroppable. He's been one of our best players in the last 10 years, Carter Vickers. He barely makes mistakes. He's consistent. He gets stuck in, and he's probably one of the best defenders we've had. I put him up there with probably with VVD. He like he's played more games than Virgil van Dijk, but my God, like Vickers is just a beast. And you can't like his partnership with Scales. You can't change it. There's no point changing something that's not broken. It's not broken. Like we have Laga Bielka there. We have Naroski. I know Naroski's not on the bench. Laga Bielka as well. So like Phillips can come on and do a job as well. Phillips has experience of playing Champions League and Premier League and for Bournemouth and Liverpool. So I like Phillips, but I just think Scales has just really stepped up his game this season. I met him after the St. Mirren game. It was great to see him again and have a chat with him. Good lad, you know. Just the 2 penalties for that lot again today. So that will bring it up to 71 penalties Rangers have got since 2016 in domestic football. Not in the Europa League or the Champions Leagues, just in domestic football, 72 penalties. You probably think, or 71 penalties, you probably think I'm sad because I know that, because people constantly ask me, how many penalties are they on, Keith? How many penalties do you think they've got? And I went on the transfer market and I sat down one day for a half an hour and counted them all. And I was like, my God. Now these are penalties, obviously they were converted. But I know they got a penalty today and they missed one, didn't he? Earlier on. I haven't even bothered watching the game, to be honest, which is don't really care about them. Bunch of shite bags anyway. CCV this year has been bang average, mate, because he's been injured. He was injured for a good spell of it. Didn't know what games you've been watching to blame for it. The whole team's been average in the Champions League, Stephen. The whole team. Like, this Champions League is much, much higher standards. Celtic are not good enough as a Champions League team. We need to face it, this whole winning the league and getting the Champions League. We're going in, we're getting smashed. We got a point against Atletico Madrid. We were unbeaten. We were unlucky against Lazio. We went down to 9 men against Feyenoord. As much as I want to make excuse up, but the results, that's what matters. It's a results business. Carter Vickers has been one of the best players for us over the last 10 years. Probably the best centre back that we've had for the last 10 years. So, yeah, he's been pretty average this season, but we're still top of the league. We still have clean sheets in there. He's missed a good chunk of the games at the start of the season as well, but he picked up that injury actually against Aberdeen. So, I think he just get better and better. He's a phenomenal player. I think he's a player that we need to sign him down on a long term contract. I know his contract is up in 2025, but apologies, 2026. We need to get him on a longer contract, big time. Poke up that wages, and let clubs come in for him next season. And I know, as much as I say in the channel so many times, folks, players are going to be linked to other clubs. If they're not linked to other clubs, that just shows that there's something going on bad behind the scenes or on the pitch. You get attraction from clubs in England, from clubs in Saudi, or clubs in Spain. Would you ever consider doing a podcast with the enemy? Well, he's not an enemy. CJ Noble is a really good YouTuber for what he does. He's really worked hard over the last couple of years. So fair enough, he's a Rangers fan and whatever he does, but he's very honest. I've seen him doing podcasts in the past with Celtic YouTubers like the likes of Ryan and all. He's all right guy. I've nothing against CJ Novo, and I would do a podcast with the opposition, of course I would. You know, you got like you got to see their perspective as well. If you can actually sit down and have a normal, civilized conversation and not be bitter at each other, I think it could work. I think it'd be very compatible. You know, obviously Rangers and Celtic not compatible, but sitting there as two human beings and chatting about football, be decent. I don't want to go out of my way to chase people up. I'm sick of chasing people up in the past, and they never come back to me. You know, I've had the likes of Dell on. Dell's a nice guy. I've had Boise on and stuff like that. So I'll have to give a shout out to Boise and the Boise bus. They're doing a great job. That's what you call good YouTubers. Sit down. They have an infrastructure in place. They vlog every single day, and they have a laugh. They have a podcast. They have a laugh. Now, that's what you need to see. Fair play to the Boise bus. You know. I agree. CCV is the best. Phillips, I don't rate. The thing about Phillips is what we've seen of Phillips is he can take the ball up. He's pretty decent in the air, but I think he's lacking a bit of that pace. He's lacking that pace. That's what the thing about Phillips. I think with Scales, he's young. He's a little bit younger than him, and he can push the ball. I think Phillips is like 28 now, if I'm correct. 28. Okay, it was a bit harsh to call him the enemy, but you know what I mean. Of course, I know. Of course, like it'd be good to come up to Derby. I'll get in touch with him. I'll get in touch with him and ask him. There's a couple of Rangers vloggers I could get in touch with and ask would they be interested in doing a podcast leading up to the Derby game. It's obviously weird for a perspective. You're looking at that they're in the situation where they're going to have no away allocation at Celtic Park. Like we had no away allocation at Ibrox. I think I'm sick of talking about this. Sick of talking about it for the last 3 or 4 years. Two teams need to sit around the table. I think Celtic need to be the bigger person and just give them the allocation. I know loads are going to be, oh, that's me off now. I don't want to listen to the rest of this podcast. Give them the allocation, because if we give them that 800 allocation or even 1,000 allocation, and they take it and they don't give us allocation for even though I don't feel quite safe with 800 fans going to Ibrox. Even if we give them 3,000, as much as I hate saying that, give them 3,000. We look like the bigger person, and if they don't give us the allocation for the Broomlong in some capacity, that's when you cut ties and say, never again. We don't do business with them ever again. Simple as that. It just means it's done for all, because it's embarrassing when you got to Hampden and you see 50-50. It really is. But it's a conversation we will talk about in further depth coming towards that game on the 30th of December. Hopefully I'll go out for it. It's my little girl's 5th birthday, so if I bring her out the day before and celebrate her 5th birthday, I might get the hall pass and go out and have a few babies for it. We'll see. I'd like to see Scales getting on a run, a let back, and Big Rocky getting a run. Scales could offer more than Taylor, give us more of a string of presence at the back. You can play that back, you can play defensive midfielder as well. I think with that position Taylor's playing at the moment, I think Scales would be ideal in that kind of, just right beside Callum. I think that'd be ideal. Scales boss in the League of Ireland. I know League of Ireland's a different standard to Scottish football, but Scales is getting better and better. And as much as this season, times watching Celtic play depresses me because we're not playing that free flowing football that we once were under our previous manager. It's taken time. Rome wasn't built in one day. It will take time. The jigsaw will all come together. And at the end of it, hopefully we'll have the league and maybe a Scottish Cup. And some players developing like Scales, Home, even maybe getting more goals in there. Looking forward to seeing the Alabada back. Stop thinking about what the terrorists think. Think about what the Alabada can bring as a footballer. That's the most important thing as well. So I'm going to jump off in 2 minutes. As I said, I know I sound like a broken record when I say this, but if you can support me and join the membership for 99 pence, please do it. There's a join button there and click it. 99 pence a month. At the end of it, if you join for 1 month, you will get these stickers. Well, these stickers. Oh, Jesus. These stickers up here in the corner. But yeah. So to be fair, Keith, since I came across your channel, to be fair, it has grown well. Let's be honest. Take on the game. Breath of fresh air. It's just one-sided dribble. So what's today's score? With today's score, I'm going to go 4-1. I'm going to go 4-1. I'm going to fancy Kyogo scoring 2 goals. I fancy O'Reilly getting 1 and Palmer. That's what I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for 2-1 today. So I'm obviously watching the game at 2:30, and then I'll keep an eye on the telly of the FAI Cup final between Bohemians and St. Pat's Athletic in the Irish Cup final as well. I don't support any League of Ireland teams. 2 good friends, that one supports Bows and one supports Pats, ringing me up all week. You come to the cup final. You come to the cup final. I'm like, no, I can't. I honestly have stuff to do. And plus the Celtic games on as well. I don't miss games. I can't miss a Celtic game. I know I can watch it on my phone, but it'd be a fantastic spectacle. The Aviva will be full, but no, not missing Celtic and Aberdeen. Even though it might be a boring half of football, first half or the second half. Once we get the job done today, that's the most important thing. So I'd love to see Scale score as well, to be honest with you. Like to see Pats do it so Shells can get in Europe. Damien Duff done a decent job with Shells 4th place this season. I said I don't support League of Ireland. I don't have a team in the League of Ireland, but I do have a Bohemians jersey, but I don't support Bohemians. I just have a Bohemians Bob Marley jersey. So I'm just delighted that a team, the league where I'm from is getting better and better attendance wise. It's a sellout today, 50,000 fans. But let's focus on Celtic. 4-1 today, folks. I'll be back later on for us just a post-match reaction, not a live reaction. Post-match reaction of the game today. And please do subscribe, and I'll speak to you all soon. God bless. Hail, hail.